Welcome back to our channel where we share updates and untold stories about Catherine, Princess of Wales, and her royal family. Today we bring you some significant news King Charles and Princess Anne breaks. Silence over Camilla's bad action, according to an insider source. Princess Anne and King Charles finally speak out a shocking word toward Camilla in the Buckingham meeting of senior Woking royal. We can't keep this secret anymore. According to an insider source, King Charles opened the door and we spoke about where we were going and where we weren't going. In a surprising turn of events involving the royal family, Princess Anne and King Charles have made a shocking announcement that has Buckingham Palace in a state of amazement. We can no longer keep this knowledge secret. What type of untruth could bring down the very foundations of the British monarchy? There are too many whispers coming from within the royal gates now. And now devotion, heritage, and duty all work together. This finding might change everything we thought we knew, from intimate chats to behaviors that break royal protocol. Get your tea ready now, for this royal confession is going to be in the news all across the globe, and things will never be the same again. There is a world beyond the palace walls that is far more complicated, personal, and emotional than most people can imagine. It is hidden under the shiny surface of royal life, which is full of diamonds, big parties, and constant gossip. One night behind those legendary royal gates, where duty and tradition are law, something happened that would Buckingham Palace and maybe even through history itself. This event would send shockwaves across the whole kingdom. It happened during what was intended to be a grand royal feast with elegant closed toasts beneath golden chandeliers and all the other things that make a night special. But at the same time that people were clinking glasses and laughing politely, there was a royal meeting that no one had seen coming. Princess Anne, known for her sharp mind, calm temperament, and strong sense of responsibility, shattered the delicate silence with a remark that slashed through the audience like a knife. When she turned to Queen Camilla, she remarked calmly but with clear determination, "You are the queen consort, not the queen." The room became completely silent. Time seemed to stop for a split second. Some of the tourists looked on in shock, but everyone who knew Anne realized that she only spoke when it was necessary, and that night had ever been. It wasn't a simple argument about royal tradition. It was a strong stand based on memory, devotion, and a promise made a long time ago. Anne had been one of the most loyal supporters of their late mother, Queen Elizabeth II. She had quietly urged that Camilla should never be more than queen consort. Anne had been one of the most faithful people who stood up for their dead mother. A source within the palace revealed that Anne had even told Camilla, "You should continue to serve as queen consort," before the queen made the speech. That was precisely what she wanted, but the titles weren't the end of it. Anne said that Camilla had gone too far, that she had gained more influence in the royal family, and that she had slowly changed the way the family worked. People who were unhappy in the past had kept their feelings to themselves, but now they were in a silent clash of wills that was played out via cautious glances and conversations. Charles the monarch. He had to make a tough choice that would change the balance of power in the palace. He was split between a sister who wanted to protect their mother's legacy and a wife who wanted to start a new chapter in the kingdom's history. In the end, his decision made the walls of the royal castle tremble a little. Even though the tension didn't reach the news, folks who know the family well know that the night altered everything. It was built on respect for each other, which has worked out well for them over the years. The supper is over, but Anne's remarks are still echoing through the royal corridors. What is it about Princess Anne's place in the royal family that makes her feel free to criticize Camilla? Let's take a brief look at Princess Anne's life and who she is. Princess Anne has been a hardworking royal pioneer her whole life, serving the people with. People sometimes call her the royal family's most trustworthy cornerstone. She has solidified her reputation as one of the hardest working members of the royal family by attending more than 20,000 formal events since she was 18. People call Anne a royal renegade since she doesn't give her kids titles. She is recognized for being straightforward and independent. This choice sets her apart from most royals. People think she's controversial because she's honest and has a sense of humor. Because she told photographers to naff off in public after an event in 1982, she was given the sarcastic name her royal rudeness. The media once criticized her for being rude and dismissive. Princess Anne, on the other hand, has always seen her royal duties as a sincere devotion to service, even if her personality may appear unfiltered. She knows a lot about problems throughout the world since she has worked for Save the Children and other charities for a long time. She is still a strong supporter of the causes she believes in. No one works as hard as Princess Anne does. Between 2002 and 2022, she is said to have attended an incredible 11,88 events, more than any other monarch during that time. In the UK, people lovingly call her a national treasure because of her unshakable dedication to service and her unique and quirky sense of style. Anne's humble attitude is seen in the way she interacts with people in public. She drives herself to events instead of relying on royal staff, and she has even decided not to shake hands with people during walkabouts since she knows it would be to greet everyone in person. Because of the way she dresses, she is a fashion icon in her own right. Anne is recognized for caring about the environment, and she typically chooses British firms and traditional designs that are inspired by horse riding attire. She isn't afraid to break royal dress rules as seen by the fact that she wears military outfits and flashy jewelry to formal events. Anne not only has a big effect on style, but she is also the patron of the United Kingdom Fashion and Textile Association, which is an organization that strives to promote the fashion industry in the UK. Anne's strength and honesty still shine through, even if others occasionally look at her in public. She always sticks to her guns, whether she's striving to make sailing easier for those with impairments or supporting the National Lighthouse Museum. Anne is still a beloved figure even though she was found guilty in 2002 of having a dog that was dangerously out of control. She is one of the most loved members of the royal family because she can keep her personal integrity and her royal duties while still being honest. Many people think that Princess Anne's coldness toward Camilla is because the disagreement hasn't been settled. Let's talk more about the competition that still exists between Anne and Camilla, which doesn't seem to be going away. That Princess Anne and Queen Camilla, both of whom are high-ranking members of the royal family, don't get along. At first glance, this is to understand. But as we learn more about their past, the causes for their strained relationship become clearer, and they get much more intimate with each other. Before Camilla became a part of the royal family, she was in a relationship with Andrew Parker Bowles. A lot of people don't know that Andrew and Princess Anne were once very much in love with one another. They all had a strong bond with one another, and for a while they all saw a future together. But their love story hit a big snag. Andrew was Catholic, and Anne was a member of the Church of England at the time. Therefore, she couldn't marry him because of the rules that were in place. The royal family became involved, and their relationship came to an end, which left Anne in shock. Not long after that, Andrew married Camilla. Anne felt that Andrew was betraying her twice when he married the woman who had been part of her royal entourage. She had lost Andrew, the person she had intended to marry, and now she was seeing him marry the woman. But that wasn't the end of the story. Camilla married Prince Charles, who was not only the Prince of Wales but also the brother of the woman she had hurt by accident. Happened a few years after Camilla married Prince Charles. Anne felt like she was going through a terrible repeat of the past when she was faced with this predicament. Camilla never really won Princess Anne's love. People said that Anne ignored Camilla at the ceremony, which took place in 2005. The media picked up on her stiff posture and cold looks, which they saw as signs that she was unhappy with the circumstances. Anne stuck to her guns even though most people finally welcomed Camilla as the new royal consort. She stayed close to Andrew throughout her life, and he was even the godfather of her kid. People stated that Camilla was angry over the connection between Anne and Andrew. Anne made it that she didn't care about them. She was sure that since she was born into the royal family, she should be given a higher status than someone who married into the family. Anne worked hard to keep royal traditions alive because they were essential to her. Anne rode in on horseback and in full military gear as she made her big entrance at King Charles's coronation. It was more than just a nod to the past. It was a forceful message. While Camilla calmly accepted her new title, Anne was the star of the show. She was not only at the ceremony, but she was also making a point about her standing in the royal family. On that day, not even the king had the guts to question her rule. Now that's the long road Camilla had to take to get people to embrace her, especially the general public. What the people have chosen. Camilla has been trying for a long time to make a new story for herself, and even inside the royal family, she has had a time changing who she is. Even while she has worked hard to move on, the memory of Princess Diana still haunts her, and the public has been slow to let go of the past. When Camilla initially became known to the public, most people called her the other woman. She was the one who put Prince Charles and Princess Diana together, which is why she was hated. Even when she married Charles in 2005, people still didn't want to modify their minds about her. The drama, the heartbreak, and the treachery that happened in Diana's life ruined the fairy tale that many people had imagined with her as the center. Because of this, Camilla was shown as the bad guy in a story that had been full of hope before, no matter whether this was fair or not. But Queen Elizabeth wasn't sure about their connection, and the Church of England was against it too. Most of the people who were against this were against it because Camilla had been divorced before. Because of this, Charles and Camilla chose to have a civil ceremony that was far simpler and more conventional than the royal wedding ceremonies that are usually associated with royal marriages. Even though she was not welcomed warmly, Camilla did not hide away while she was there. Instead, she spent her time and energy on humanitarian issues, such as raising awareness about osteoporosis, campaigning for victims of domestic abuse, encouraging reading, and pushing for animal rights. Camilla spent her time doing things that would help other people. After several years of hard work, people began to notice her efforts, which led to appreciation and a gradual decrease in the hate that the public felt against her. Even though she was very dedicated to these causes, she frequently felt that they weren't enough to get rid of the weight of history. Many people agreed with Princess Anne's criticism of Camilla's use of the word queen. Even though Camilla was the queen, millions of people still remember Diana. For people, Diana will always be the Queen of Hearts. Camilla, on the other hand, is still with Charles and is handling herself with grace and dignity, despite the whispers, suspicious stares, and tension that still exists in the royal family. We still don't know whether she will ever be able to win over but one thing is clear: her presence, both in the royal family and in the minds of the general public, is still a cause of disagreement and debate. It is still not clear what her legacy will be. Will be just as hard and contentious as the one she has already taken. Camilla appears to have a strained relationship with Kate as well as with Anne. Is it just hate or a competition? Let's see what we can find out. There are rivals, royals, and anger. Behind the beautiful, shiny walls of the royal castle, where everything seems flawless and tranquil, there is a silent undercurrent of stress. This tension is like a little divide that not many people like to speak about, between Queen Camilla and Princess Kate. Queen Elizabeth II saw in Kate Middleton a calm and dedicated young woman who would one day be able to wear the crown with grace and do her duties with dignity. When Kate Middleton initially came into the royal family, Queen Elizabeth II quickly liked her. However, Queen Camilla's first reaction was not as kind as one would assume. There were reports among insiders in the royal circle that Camilla was worried about Kate's ability to adjust to royal life. Even if it wasn't obvious, there was a doubt that wasn't simply spoken. Others who were around detected a subtle disapproval. Kate's fame kept growing for several years. People admired her for her polished looks, calm demeanor, and the way she managed the tough demands of royal life with such ease. Even though she tried hard, Camilla had a hard time getting others to appreciate love and feel at ease with her. In the perspective of the public, she seemed to be everything that Camilla had worked so hard to become. There may be an unsaid but clear rivalry between Kate and Camilla, since their images are becoming more and more different. It is easy to understand how tensions might rise in the royal court without anybody saying a word, as every look and gesture is carefully watched. The palace is a place where quiet can sometimes speak louder than words. Therefore, it's the perfect place for a fight like this. Camilla and Kate have both of handling their duties in the royal family. They know how to be polite and diplomatic when they talk to other people. On the other side, there is a calm energy of competition between them that is always there, even if it isn't obvious. A lot of the private parts of their relationship are still not known, even though the public still sees them looking perfect and well-coordinated with smiles and friendly behavior at royal events. There is a subtle tension between them that affects how they interact with each other and how they do their jobs in the royal family. Their attractive grins and polite conversations hide this pressure. There may not be any obvious rivalry between Queen Camilla and Princess Kate, but it is clear that there is. It is there in every look, every silence, and in the way each woman carries herself in front of the world's always watching eyes. The Diana factor might be another reason for the distance that has grown between Camilla and Kate over the years. Look at the ways Diana may have made the relationship more tense. It is Diana's spirit, The spirit of Princess Diana is the only thing that still haunts the grand halls of Buckingham Palace. This is true since she was part of the royal family. This presence is who was involved in the breakup of his parents' marriage and has been a highly controversial figure in his life. Camilla is Prince William's mother. People say that Camilla was when she saw the little prince for the first time. At the time, William was just a teenager and was still dealing with the emotional effects of his parents' troubled marriage. Camilla was scared of how he would perceive her, since she knew how important she was to that sad story. Was he going to blame her for the catastrophe that had torn his family apart? The idea of being evaluated by someone who had gone through a lot of pain because of what she did weighed heavily on Camilla's mind. Even though a lot of time has passed, the scars from that incident have never fully healed, and the tension between William and Camilla is still very real. Even if their conversations look professional and courteous on the surface, there is a clear coldness behind them. William clearly respects Camilla a lot, but there is always a certain space between them that shows he is not completely comfortable. People have seen that William is polite to her, but he is always on guard and never lets his guard down. People have seen this. It seems like he's walking a tightrope because of the personal pain that has helped make this connection. This slow, almost imperceptible chill is not only the result of old wounds, it might have a big impact on how the British monarchy grows in the future. People are talking behind closed doors about what William could do with Camilla if he becomes king. There are suggestions that William may have a different concept of what she should be doing as queen consort, even if she is presently serving in that role. Some individuals think he may make decisions that would completely transform her place in the royal family, which would affect her authority in the monarchy in ways that aren't clear now. The weight of history hangs over them like a heavy cloud as time goes on. Prince William and Camilla still have a delicate relationship that is marked by a dance of respect, distance, and tension that they don't talk about. A lot of people are interested in and guessing about what the future holds for this fragile relationship, especially because William's responsibilities will grow and he will eventually become king. Will the past be forgotten, or will it keep having an effect on the monarchy that no one saw coming? Let's look at Kate's actions, which may have made her rivalry with Camilla stronger. Camilla is often reminding people of Diana, the person who helps others. Kate Middleton's amazing transformation from a modest, introverted college student to the future Queen of England is the best illustration of a modern-day fairy tale. The journey she travels is both heartwarming and thought-provoking, showing that life can take us on the most amazing and unexpected paths. Kate met Prince William in 2001, which was the start of everything. This meeting didn't happen at a fancy royal event. It happened in a regular classroom at St. Andrews University. The friendship that began as a simple one rapidly turned into a love story that would last through the centuries and against all circumstances. Kate and William's relationship became stronger over time, even though she had to cope with a lot of problems, such as ending romances, getting a lot of attention from the media, and the royal family's high expectations. Kate's route to becoming a member of the royal family, on the other hand, was not typical. Kate had private princess training, unlike other individuals who married into the royal family and were instantly thrust into the public eye, often without any preparation. She spent years learning the ins and outs of royal life, such as how to handle diplomacy, how to understand royal protocol, and how to cope with the stress of always being in the public eye. Even while this intense training was hard, it was necessary to turn Kate into the poised and graceful woman who would one day stand next to her husband as the future queen. Kate is such an inspiring person because she didn't simply become a princess. She also became a leader in her own way. Kate Middleton has become a role model for the royal family by using her actions to push for early childhood education and mental health awareness. Not only is she a popular princess, but she also fights for issues that are to her. She has done more than what is expected of a royal consort, which has made her a role model for those causes. People Princess Diana's reincarnation in ways. She is a modern-day queen who stays down to earth and stays connected to her roots, even if she has a famous title. People from all over the world love and admire her because she is honest, strong, and always takes responsibility. She has the look of a monarch. What makes her different from other people is that she is friendly and easy to talk to, and she is dedicated to. Kate is a symbol of hope, new beginnings, and moving ahead in a royal family that is still dealing with the effects of the past. Along the way, she has shown strength, grace, and a fresh, modern view on what it means to be a princess in today's society. Thank you for watching the video. Please let us know your thoughts and goodbye for now.